Hey guys, it's Nicole and I'm back again with a process video, scrapbooking this photo here. This is using my homemade kit that's based off the Allison Craft camera paper. And this photo is just a picture of my daughter when she was quite a bit younger. And it was at a family reunion. And I was just flipping through a bunch of photos and found it and thought that it fit really well with some of these papers. So I picked this heart background paper. I think it's Maggie Holmes. Not 100% on that. It must have been from a paper pad because it didn't have a strip on it. So I'm guessing that's probably correct. And I had found these, or I had pulled a bunch of cards from the Dear Lizzie Project Life kit that fit well with my kit I had made, and so these two I thought went really well with the sentiment of the photo. And the one with the jars pulled in, that pink that's in the paper, as well as this aqua or minty green color. I decided I put a white mat underneath, and then decided I needed a little bit more of I need more layers basically. And as you'll see, I am corner rounding the corners because the Project Life cards were corner rounded and I wanted it all to feel cohesive. So I did that to the photo and to the mats. And so I really like this paper, and since it's in the Project Life card, I thought that will pull that color in a little bit more and provide just a better more grounding for the photos. I don't know if it's because I have like the hearts floating on the paper, and it just felt like the pictures were kind of floating, and they didn't feel like they didn't feel grounded, and I didn't like that. So I'm happy with this initial layering step, I guess, because I'll add more later. And I'm just adhering this down, and then I'll start figuring out I'm going to embellish around this little setup I have going on here with a photo and the two Project Life cards to the right of the photo. And I put the photo on the left because she's looking towards the right, so it guides your eye to the rest of the layout. If I put her on the right, it would take your eye off the page, and so there was some thinking behind that. I think I ran out of adhesive. I always run out of adhesive when I do process videos, it seems like. No other time, but when I'm actually recording. I also had to go find my corner rounder because I had fallen in the spot where I couldn't see it. So I paused it initially there for a little bit. So I'm toying with this here, and right now I decided I don't like it, but I do end up adding it later because it ends up, I end up using it to balance out chipboard pieces that I end up having along the top. I really like this everyday. Here I'm just kind of playing around with some different options. I really like this heart one, and it pulls in the colors that are in the jar. So I set it aside knowing I really want to use that. And because hearts, when I look at this photo, my heart melts. And so that's why I want to use lots of hearts, because I just love this photo of her. And so I'm just kind of trying to find some chipboard pieces to embellish. I found this 4, which happened to be that minty green color, and because she was 4 in this photo. And so I wanted to use that for sure. And this butterfly I liked a lot because it brought in some of that tan that is outlined in the jar card. So I'm just kind of pulling some options now, trying to decide what I want to do. And trying to figure out what I want to do. And I really like this chipboard sticker from We Are Memory Keepers, and I end up not using it for a couple of reasons. One, it has this darker blue in it that isn't anywhere else on the page, so that kind of throws me off. It also isn't an everyday picture. It was a picture at a family reunion that an aunt or my sister-in-law took, and that wasn't really what the journaling was about. It wasn't about how an everyday thing about her. It was about how this like gorgeous picture was taken of her, just in the right, she was in the right spot in the right room, and the sun was just on her face. So that just didn't fit the layout, so I don't end up using it. But it just is really pretty, and it really brought in all the different colors that were in that bottom section, and so I don't think I'm gonna have any trouble using it with this kit, because it's gonna really be a great piece for pulling in multiple colors together. So here I decided I went, I know I want a chipboard piece up here, but I wanted to layer it on some pieces that bring some of the other colors up, and I realized I didn't have any yellow going on. I have yellow in the bottom, and so I wanted to pull some yellow up here. There was some yellow in the jar card, and then some yellow in the heart sticker. The heart sticker doesn't stay there either, so I kind of tinker around a little bit. So I'm just kind of cutting this off here. And I'm going to really quickly apologize. I don't have photos at the end again, because for some reason, since my update, my program I use, it has an error when it tries to pull in photos. It does fine with videos for whatever reason, and it's really frustrating. So what I'll probably do is I'll probably upload a picture of this layout on my blog, and then I'll have the photos there if you want to look at more close-ups of it. It's nmackin.blogspot.com. And I actually really like that top little layering thing I have going on there, but it just for me didn't flow with the bottom half, and so I end up pulling it up, and I think here's where I noticed, oh, it has that really kind of dark blue that outlines that, and that doesn't really, it didn't feel right. So I decided that's going to go up there somehow. So I'm just going to play with it a little bit more there. I have a love-hate relationship with adhesive. Obviously, we need it badly, but I mean, I should probably just start buying repositionable. I just don't, because it's not easily accessible for me to buy. I'm not close to any stores that have it. I just have Walmart, so I usually get what they have. But I have this old label sticker from Dear Lizzie that is it's kind of that minty green color. It's a little bit bluer, but you can't really tell. And so I'm just layering that along just to get in some of that color. And it has that on that left side, it has like black lines, and that will guide me in some decisions later on, having a little bit of that black there. So here I'm just going through all my stickers and trying to pull outside, and I actually don't end up using any of those glitter stickers. I just realized I was going to go back and add some in, and I didn't, so I might, but probably not. I think I'm happy with how it turned out. Because I might too much. And so I'm just kind of looking at things and trying to figure out how I want to embellish. It's not flowing for me yet. I like the base part of the page, but the embellishment is not flowing for me yet. I haven't quite figured out how I want to do layering or embellishing yet. It just it's not flowing for me yet. So I'm just looking around and seeing what I got, and I end up pulling this one sticker, which is perfect, and I hate that I kind of ended up ruining it. I put it down, and then I end up just not liking. I liked how it looked. It just didn't end up going with my overall final picture, and so I end up, of course, because it's like that vellum-y sticker, it pulled up everything, and it's still fine. I can cut the clear part on the edges, and you can't see that there's white cardstock stuck to the back of it. But so anyway, here I'm just tinkering with it a little bit, and yeah, sometimes it just doesn't look like you want it to, and there's my face. Sorry about that. That is just not nice of me. So, I think here I'm just trying to figure out. I liked the butterfly I layered with the sticker, but it just wasn't. It was wrinkled a little bit, and I wasn't feeling it. So, I think what I end up doing is I just feel like I need more sturdy layers to go underneath some embellishment. Like I feel like either the embellishments I have aren't bold enough. I don't know. I'm struggling to get this done. And so I think of I torn I really appreciate this program I use. It's called KindMaster because it's free video editor. But they have the recording like box right in the middle of the screen, so I can't really see what I'm doing, except for there's like a film strip on the bottom, and I can kind of see. So I apologize if I'm telling you that I'm doing the wrong thing. Anyway, so I think here is where I decide I don't like this sticker. So I think I'm just trying to figure out what my game plan is. And just looking at somewhere on my chipboard, and I thought this would be fun to maybe layer, but I don't end up liking it. They felt kind of purposeless. So I didn't, I knew I wanted some more chipboard down here because I had that big old sticker at the top there. So I'm just trying to balance that out a little bit. I think for me, like kind of weighing things out along around the page is really important to me, just visually, and to make it feel like it feels right. Having, I don't want to have a whole bunch of chipboard on one side of the page and none on the other. You kind of want to balance it out. Same thing as like your colors and triangle concept. I tend to do that with my dimensions too. So so I decided to take the sticker off, and of course it takes off some paper. And I was going to use this darker polka dot, and then when I turn it around to put adhesive on it, I like that way better. It's just a really pretty soft, because the rest of the layout is really soft so far. And I don't want to ruin that by having too bold of colors. Although you have that darker pink and that little heart along that top piece there, but I still decided that I like this softer side better. So I realized that, I really like layering. I didn't think I wanted to layer at that point in time, but I'm like, that looked really good. So, and it covered up my boo-boo, which is always good. So I know I want to use this for somewhere. I'm just trying to figure out, again, it's a much smaller piece, and I want it to be kind of part of a cluster. And I like how this looks. I end up moving it a little bit. And so I decided that I want to get some more of that tan color that the butterfly is. And I find this perfect card that has a great saying on it. I think it says, "You make my heart sing." And so I love it, but I want to cut it down. So I cut it to a square and then round the corners. And fit that in there, which I round out there. And I feel like that kind of pulls in the tan of the butterfly that I have. And I do end up pulling in one of the top pieces that I cut off into the top section there too. So I find this chipboard sticker says photo, and that was perfect. So I put that there, and I'm starting to kind of solidify where I want my clusters and my layering areas. So here's where I decide I need to get some of that tan color up along top, and I fight with my adhesive again. This takes me a little bit to get it layered so that I like it. I don't like it like that, because I don't know why I don't like that. I needed it to be just a little bit more together. I wanted all three colors to show underneath the hearts, but I wanted it to I just want it to feel right. So, sorry, the dog's next to me, itching. So there, I find like that. I like how that's layered. And oh yeah, so I have this clear sticker that I really like. And so I apply it just there on the white paper. And then I thought I wanted to get another vellum type sticker along the bottom too. And so I played with that for a little bit, and I don't end up finding one, and it turns out just fine. So let's see here. What am I doing here? I think I must just be, oh, I was cutting off the clear part so that you couldn't see the white. I thought I was going to layer that there, and I just don't end up liking it. I don't know why, I just didn't. So I go back to my stickers and just try to figure out if I want another vellum piece along the bottom. And not really finding anything. And then my video maxes out, so I have to stop and take a break and start over. So here I decided to add in one more little journaling card and then that chipboard piece. And then I have, oh, that camera clip I add in there, which I really like that. It brings in some of that white back to the top. And then I had pulled some yellow washi and did some layering because there's yellow along the top, but there wasn't real dominant yellow along the bottom. And so I kind of created a triangle. And then I had found this black and white polka dot tag, which I never would have envisioned putting on this layout, but I decided to put over with this cluster to the right. And I love how that looks because it kind of pulls in, there's a little bit of black on that top sticker. And then I journal in black. And there was one more thing that had some black to it, just a little tiny bit. So just like how that turned out. And so now I'm trying to figure out what to do in the whole of the tag. And I end up just doing a pop or a enamel dot. And I had this sticker that I had pulled, and I don't end up liking it anywhere, so I don't end up using that. And then I play with this blue washi to see if I want to add some more washi somewhere, and I don't end up doing that either. So, again, just trial and error, right, guys? And so I don't end up, I feel like I have enough of that color that I don't need to add any more. So here I decide I'm ready to journal, and I just journal along the card with the lines and then along the bottom where that camera arrow is pointing to. And sorry, again, you see my face, my serious concentration face. And I'm not very good at planning out my journaling, so I kind of ran out of room, but I fit it in and it was fine. And I think after I journal, I just add in some enamel dots. And gosh, I think that is about it. I really like the softness of this layout. I thought it turned out just really pretty and really matched the photo and the feel of the photo, which is what I wanted to do. And so yeah, so now I decided to grab some enamel dots and I just kind of splatter them around, and those become my finishing touch. So with that said, while I'm doing that, I'll just remind everybody that I'll have photos on my blog, nmackin.blogspot.com, and I'm really trying to be a regular blogger there, just about scrappy stuff. It's how I kind of get my It's just how I guess, choose to communicate, I guess, my love for scrapbooking with people is through my blog and through my YouTube channel. So I thought I'd combine them. And so I thank you guys for watching, and if you have any questions, let me know. Otherwise, I'll be back soon with another process video or a layout share. Thank you guys so much for watching. Here is a finished layout, and I appreciate